I'm still here in Sri Lanka, in Kandy, and I'm excited for today's episode because I'm going to do something a little bit different, something that I haven't done before. And that is, I'm going to go and dig into my secret Facebook group called Tripp's Corner. I guess it's not so secret anymore, but it's secret because you can't find it unless you're searching for it, and you can't get in unless you are a member of the Hooked program or any other programs. And so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the questions in there, and don't worry, I'm going to make it completely anonymous, and I'm going to answer that question and do a little bit of a deep dive into one of your questions, one of the viewers, one of the subscribers, one of the people who have the Hooked program, and make sure we get this answered properly, because it's a question that not only did I get here in Tripp's Corner, but I get it all the time, and I really want to dig into it. So let's talk about texting after the date. All right, I promised to everyone in Tripp's Corner that I keep everything 100% secret and anonymous, so here's the question, but I'm not going to say who it was from. And he says, "Hey guys, I met an amazing woman last weekend. We already had our first date, which went really well, and the next one is set up for Saturday." Awesome job, man. "I want to keep conversing with her until we see each other again, but I don't want to come across as overzealous. Should I try and spark conversation via text or wait?" So I get this question a whole bunch. Guys are using the Hooked program. Guys are using the advice on the YouTube channel, on the podcast. They're getting results. They're able to get dates. So then they're wondering about the next step. And it's a really good question because it is concerning. It's like, what do you do? How long do you wait to text her, to call her? And I know we're getting very specific here, but this happens a lot where the guy gets the first date. He ends up getting the second date already set up, but it's a little bit farther away. It's not like 2 days later. It's almost like a week later. It seems like we have that kind of similar situation here where there's a bunch of time in between then. What do you do? Okay, so the reason why I'm answering this question is because there is something to do. You see, here's what happens. Right now, we are living in a society where the gold is in attention, right? Everyone is fighting for attention. I'm fighting for attention. I put up videos every single day to try to get your attention. And so all this stuff is coming at us constantly. It's very easy for us to get distracted and to forget about the things that are important. And this analogy, or this example I'm basically saying, is going towards the girl, right? The girl might be focused on a lot of other things in her life. She's getting attention from other guys. She is getting attention from all the social media that's going on. And so there is an opportunity for her to forget about the way she felt about you, because attraction happens in person. So if there's a lot of time that's in between you seeing her, well, there is a possibility of attraction dying. That's why I always say, when you get a girl's number and you're ready to set up the first date, you do it as soon as possible, okay? Now, that's not exactly the case here when you're waiting for the second date. It's not like you have to text her every single day. It's not like you have to fight for her attention every single day up until the point where you're on the second date. And you don't have to be too worried about it, because at the very least, she had a good time on the first date because she set up the second date. So it's not something that you have to, go crazy over. However, there is something you should do, and I'm going to give you a little formula right now. All right, so here's a little formula here. I'm going to pretend that it's Sunday night, okay? It's Sunday night and you set up the second date. I'm going to tell you, depending on which days you set up that second date for, when to contact her in between, and then I'll tell you how to do it. So let's say it's Sunday night and you set up the date for the next day, Monday. No need to contact her, just contact her that next Monday to see if she's still good to meet up, okay? So no matter what, you're gonna contact her and text her the day of the date to see if she's still good. All right, so let's pretend that it's Sunday, but the date is set up for Tuesday. I would say do not contact her on Monday, and again, Tuesday, just text her and see if she is good to meet up. All right, let's say you set up the date for Wednesday. What I would do is skip a day Monday, text her on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, the final text of, you guys meeting up. Is she good to meet up? Okay, let's say you set up the date on Thursday. So here's what I would do for Thursday, because now we're getting a little bit more spread out. I would try to text her in between, so directly in the middle. So let's see, you got Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I would text her on Tuesday, and then again on Thursday to see if she's good to meet up. All right, let's go to Friday. I'm just giving you everything here to make sure that you have every single answer here depending on whatever day you set up that second date. So Friday, I would do 2 different text message days, okay? So I would do Tuesday, so that's a couple of days later, and then I would do Thursday again, and then Friday to see if she's still good for the date. So just 2 text messages in between the week. I know that might sound like a lot, but really that's a long time to go from Sunday all the way to Friday. So texting twice, not a big deal. However, we're gonna move to Saturday. I'm still gonna say twice, okay? So I'm not gonna move the needle too much more. So here, pick any days. I would say best to do Tuesday and then Thursday and then Saturday the third time to see if she's good for the date. And I would say the same exact thing if you guys set up a date all the way for a full week. So let's say it's Sunday, you set up the date for the following Sunday. I would just do Tuesday and Thursday and then Sunday for the date. The reason why I came up with this is because really you just want to contact her a few times. I don't think once or twice, depending on what days I said there, is going to be too overwhelming. But at the same time, it's still going to keep up conversation and still keep things going and still keep attraction there and keep her excited to meet up with you. Should you text or should you call? That is dependent on the relationship you think you have with her. If you feel comfortable calling, go for it. But in between a first and second date, I would say you probably didn't make that strong of a connection. So I would say just stick to texting. But if you feel otherwise, go for it because there's not really a science here per se. You could still call her. Again, it's up to how you feel about it. But I would say default is texting. Now here's what I would text her. I would text her something that you're doing, something that you're up to, something interesting going on in your life. Anything that has to do with you. So refrain from asking a question. Refrain from questions like, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's your week been? Those are very boring. They're not very engaging. Sure, she still might be excited to hear from you just because you're texting her, but let's really take it up a notch here. Let's text her something that's awesome, that gets her even more excited to respond. So I'm not going to give you a word-for-word example here because everyone's going to be in a different situation, but now you have the idea, the mindset, and kind of the formula of what you could text her. What's going on during the day? Even if it's something really lame or boring, you can even say that, like, oh, just another lame day at work again, had a blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's the best you could do, fine. That's still better than saying, hey, how's your week been? So again, the main idea here is for you to, get in touch with her just a little bit, depending on how long that second date is set up for, right? Depending 3, 5, 7 days. Contact her a couple times. Engaging in conversation by texting her something that you're doing, that you're up to, instead of asking her a question. And doing that for both of the text messages that come through for that week, all right? So big warning here. Do not get into long text message conversations with her. The only reason why you're doing this is just to keep in touch with her, just reminding her that you're still there, reminding her about the excitement of you guys hanging out again. You're just kind of doing a little ping just to get her excited about you and to have her not completely forget about you by the time you guys meet up, okay? So don't get into long drawn-out conversations because we want to save that juicy stuff for when you guys are in person. That's when the real connection happens. Don't try to get to know her over text. Save that stuff for when you meet up and save text messages. It's just a way to kind of keep in touch, but ultimately always text messaging is basically used for meeting up with her. So if you want to learn how to meet up with her and you haven't even got the first date yet, I have 7 deadly text messages that she can't resist. It's completely free. I'm going to put a link below this video where you can get that, put your email in, I'll send that to you so you can text a girl to set up that first date if you haven't already. And of course, if you want to get inside of the secret Facebook group, Tripp's Corner, you can do that. All you got to do is get my Hooked program. I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can get that as well. Hope this helped. I'm going to be doing some more of these videos, dissecting stuff that's going on in Tripp's Corner to answer your questions. See you soon.